What's up, guys? We're in a different environment today. I guess I could take these out. But you know, I've been scrolling a little bit more on TikTok, which I should probably stop. But I've noticed a recurring theme is that people will make certain jokes, right? Rapist, sexist, racist, and they'll say, oh, when you call them out on it, they'll be like, man, it's just a joke. I didn't mean anything by it. Jokes are supposed to be funny. I don't really see how rapist jokes are funny. You know, someone could argue, oh, sexist jokes are funny. Get back in the kitchen. I'm joking. See? Nah, I can't say that. Hold on. Also, we're going to be talking about the Pro Gen 2 AirPod giveaway, but that's going to come at a random time during the video, so don't skip to the end, okay? I'm just going to bring it up and tell you guys what you have to do to win this giveaway. What I really don't like is that the number one thing about racism is that our presidents, important people in our society, and important people in America really worked hard to stop racism just for people to talk about it on the internet again. Now, I'm Native American, okay? And, well, I'm mixed, but I'm still Native American, okay? It would be racist of me to say, guys, I'm gonna make a joke. You're black. Same with saying, oh, all Indian people don't have soap and none of them are attractive. Just because you're a certain color doesn't make you attractive or not. Now, yes, certain races do things more than others. For an example, African-American women, you know, most of them are loud. They got the long eyelashes. They're entitled to everything, but apparently they have no accountability for anything. Now, if a very attractive African-American woman came up to me and, you know, wanted to make her acquaintance to myself, would I turn her down? Probably not, okay? You're attractive, you're attractive. It doesn't matter what color you are, okay? And plus, you don't have to be like, you know, to have 10% genetics, okay? You can be overall attractive 70 or 80% and up because beauty's subjective. There's someone out there for everyone. But the thing is about social media is that one person will say, I don't like all these people. And they'll say, oh yeah, we agree. And those people that they don't like, they're like, wow, nobody likes me. Those people on social media are such a small percentage of the world, okay? There are still some people out there who will find you attractive, who will like you for you, even for just friendships. You know, you could say, someone could say, oh, I won't be their friend because they're black. You should say, oh, I don't like this person's characteristics. I don't like how they treat people. That's why I won't be their friend. Don't just look at them and be like, I'm not gonna be your friend because of that. You look at how they dress and then, you know, I guess, yeah, you get an impression. You get an impression from that person based on how they look. That's why, you know, if someone walked up to me with long eyelashes, chewing hot Cheetos, and talking loud with the smell of weed on them, I might not give them a lot of my time. And if you're offended, you're probably projecting, or just scroll, you know. If you disagree with someone's take, scrolling is free, okay? I do not watch a lot of anime, therefore if someone made an anime statement about another anime character, I would not comment saying, hey, he beats him because of this, because I know nothing about it. Now, someone tries to tell me why Henry Cavill is a better written character than Christopher Reeves, I'm gonna have something to say. I know DC, you know, I know stuff about that, but I'm gonna stay out of topics that I know nothing about, which is, I think, something that a lot of people on the internet should learn. Acts 10 verse 34 says, then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. Okay, so you can say, God has favorites, he did this for this person, but he didn't do that for me. It says right here that he accepts from every nation the ones who fear him and does what is right. Okay, so if you're doing God's will, then he will bless you. You can't say, oh, well, God is showing favoritism, I just don't know what it is, but he'll never bless me. Maybe because it's a heathen and you have a different partner every week and you rob banks every month. Maybe that's why. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I'm still working on stuff, but you know, you can't use one person as an example and cut out like an entire race just from one person. I remember I made a video, I didn't make a video like this, but I was talking something about, let me slow down now. I was saying something like this on another video and someone commented and said, oh bro, you're whitewashed. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I looked it up. Apparently it means being proper, talking proper, saying proper words. But just because my skin tone is darker and I actually know how to put together a sentence without sounding like I grew up on the street, I'm whitewashed. I believe that could also be racist to Caucasian people. I mean, not all Caucasian people talk like spokesmen or news people as well. There's not anything wrong with saying ghetto terms or talking ghetto. I might say something ghetto every once in a while. I'm trying to think. Y'all isn't really ghetto. You know, you can't just say certain things are confined to certain races. Are certain things more common to certain races? Yes. Are dreads more common in the black community than the Caucasian community? Yeah. Why? Because of the type of hair, not because of their skin color. because there are Dominican people across the world who are born dark, but they got blue eyes and straight hair, okay? So just saying, I'm black. You're not even black if you're in America, okay? You're mixed. You're African American. You're an African that's an American. You're mixed, okay? Now, if both of your parents are straight from Africa and they had you in America, then you're African, okay? But you're still African American because you're in America. The time has come. Now, if you guys want to win these brand new AirPod Pro Gen 2s, all you guys have to do is subscribe. That's all you gotta do, okay? I'm probably gonna come out with a video, a short, like 2-minute video, and put it on my For You, not For You page, but when you first open YouTube so you can see it. Will you let someone control their dog? I was about to say that worked. As I was saying, I'm probably gonna come out with a 2-minute video explaining just what you guys have to do to win these AirPods, okay? You'll have 2 weeks to compete in the giveaway starting now, okay? Because I'm gonna come out with a short video talking about it. You have 2 weeks starting now, and the winner of the giveaway, I will be contacting them probably by a private message. It helps if you have TikTok because you can do private DMs on TikTok, and that's how I can get your address, send you the AirPods to you. You know, I don't want to just have the winner comment down their address in the public comment section on YouTube. That's not too safe, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, 2 weeks starts now, so subscribe, guys. Ephesians 2 verse 15 says, by setting aside in his flesh the law with its commands and regulations, his purpose was to create in himself one new humanity out of the two, thus making peace. Okay, they're talking about Jesus. So God doesn't see race, okay? People see race. And honestly, I think if parents didn't tell their children about the difference of race, or if they didn't see it on social media, people wouldn't even be able to tell. They'd say, yeah, you're a man or you're a woman, but I don't think they'd look at the skin color and be like, oh, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you're black. And also, can we not fetishize, you know, races? Like if you like Latinas or Asian people more than other ones, that's great. I'm glad you have your type, you know, but can we please stop saying, oh, I like Asians. That's my little rice cake right there. Oh, that cringed me off just by saying it. But people don't say, oh man, that's my little tall glass of horchata right there. You can compliment someone without referencing their race. You can say, wow, she's fine, or wow, he's handsome. You ain't gotta say, man, I bet he would have sold for a bunch of money back in his day. And the person is not just their race. There's more to them than just their race. There's more to people than just curly hair, straight hair. Okay, mustaches is how they act. Okay, looks will only get you so far. When you start talking to someone, then you're gonna realize if they're a good person or not, okay? But that doesn't mean you become attractive just to meet people's, you know, perception of you. Take care of yourself, work out, become more attractive for you. Be the best version of yourself, okay? I hear a lot of people say, be yourself, just be yourself. Be the best version of yourself, okay? Don't just say, man, you should be yourself. That person may take that advice and go out and be a pedophile, saying, this is myself, I'm gonna be me. No, be the best version of yourself, okay? Get up, go do some activities, okay? Make money, put God first, go out and talk to people. You guys will realize that, you know, a lot of racism is just on social media apps. It's not a lot in person, okay? A lot of people say, man, they dress horrendous out in these gyms. The gym I go to, I don't see a lot of that, okay? That's because negative news sells, and TikTok, people on TikTok will try to sell that. There's lots of happy posts about couples and stuff like that, interracial couples, you know, thriving, having a great time, you know, spending time with each other. But do they post it on TikTok? No. You wanna know why? Because they don't need validation from other people to remind them how good their relationship is. I've seen a lot of women in the, you know, relationships saying, oh, he doesn't post me, he must not love me. Do you need other people to call you attractive to remind you how much you mean in your relationship? Now, I understand that it may be a nice gesture, in that case, okay, but don't let it become more than that. Like asking your wife or your girlfriend to be your Valentine. It's the thought that counts. It's nice, you know, comments are great. It's nice to remind someone how cool they are, especially if your friends, you know, that's great and all, but to have to need it all the time to remind you of how, you know, good of a person you are, you shouldn't need that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you go and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video with one of your friends. If you don't have any friends, Jesus will be your friend. Stay victorious. Jesus loves you.